All right. So let's get started. So I'm going to click on the create button. Now what I'm going to select, I'm going to search for mobile, because the design we're going to be running is mobile interface. Mobile interface. But I don't think I'm going to have a nice layout for that. So let me just go ahead and search for something else. Let me scroll down a little bit. Well, we can use Instagram post, this particular one. So you guys should go ahead and select Instagram post, this one, this 4:5 Instagram post. So that's what we're going to use, because it has, I think it has enough. I think it has enough space. Let me add a device to this, then I'll see if, okay, you know what? Let me just go ahead and use a larger interface. Let me go ahead and use a larger interface. So that you guys can see it clearly, because it's going to be tiny, obviously, because it's a mobile interface. So let me go ahead and search for, I'll click on the create, and then I'll use, let's go with flyer portraits. This one is bigger, so you guys can be seeing it perfectly. So we're going with this. This is okay. So this is flyer. You select flyer portraits. That's A4. The layout is flyer portraits A4. So it's a little bit bigger. So it's better, so that you guys can be seeing what I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the mobile device. So I'll just go ahead and search for, let's say, iPhone. I'll just search for iPhone. I'll select any iPhone, something like this. Then let me zoom it. Now I'm going to place the iPhone at the center of the page. I'm going to increase the size and place it at the center of the page, just like this. And then we'll go straight to designing. Now I'm going to zoom in this iPhone so that you guys can see what we're doing. So we start from the top and then walk to the downside, so that everybody can see what's happening. All right, are you guys ready? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So let's start. So first of all, I want to work on dark mode. That's the app we're going to be working on. Let's say a social media app. So we are going to be designing social media interface for an app. So I'm going to go with dark mode because I like dark mode. So I will switch the color. This background color, I'm going to change it to black, just like dark mode. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'll start from up. I'll start adding profile pictures, some write-ups, notifications. So let's get started. So I'll do frame for the profile picture. You know, we use frame for pictures. We don't just place our pictures anywhere we want. So we'll use frame for that. Then I'll add a profile picture. So let me just say man. I'll add a picture of a man. This guy again. So we use this man for the profile picture. Now we're going to zoom it out. We're going to make it, this place is okay. The next thing we are going to do is this profile picture, this social media, what we'll do is the social media is going to have some sort of account balance. That's in social media app, people can buy stocks on the social media. So we'll have something like account balance. Now, after adding your profile picture, you're going to add account balance beside this profile picture. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to add a text for that. And now we are going to add the $ and say 150.50. That's this person's balance. Remember what I told you guys before. We don't do fonts here. So you can decide to use any font you want, but we don't do fonts. I don't touch fonts just to maximize the time. We have a little bit time for this session. Now, since we have the balance, the next thing we're going to add under the balance is the person's email. So we add the person's email. That's the user's email. mrclinton@gmail.com. Now, the two tests, we are going to align the two tests just like this, and then we place it beside each other. So automatically, we are done with this session. Profile picture, the person's email. We don't need to call the person's name. Depending on what your customer is asking you to build, you get. So it depends on your customer will explain what they want to build, then you decide on how to place the elements. So this is okay for this session. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to add notification, and then we'll add a search bar over here. So for notification, we add notification icon. We're going to add notification icon to it. So we search for notification. Searching for notification, we just need the icon. And the icon for notification is a bell. So we have a bell. And mind you, we are not going to be using solid icons for this design. Solid icons. Let me show you an example. So this icon, this particular icon is not solid. It just has outline. This is outline icon. Why this type is solid? This one here is solid. This one that has color is solid. So we are going to be using outline icons. So I'm going to zoom this out. Only the icon is needed. I'll place it here. I'm going to add something to the side, which is the number of notifications. So assumption is that this person has a notification. So I'm going to add, let's say, 5. So this person has like 5 messages. Now, I want to check the font of this. This is 12.9. So I'm going to make it 13 so that it's going to be easy for me to track. So 13, the font for this is 13. So we're going to make the font for this also to be 13. Now I'm going to place the number beside the notification, which shows that this person has a message. Hope you guys are following so far. All right. So this person has a message. The person has 5 messages. So you can decide to bold it just to make it visible like this. So we have 5 messages. The next thing we're going to add beside it is the search icon. Search icon. So we do search. Remember, we are maintaining outline, so we are going to use this one. This one is not solid icon. So we use that search icon. So now we are going to measure this icon with this one, with this bell. We want it to be the same size. To measure the icon, you place this one at this top, and then you are seeing this line at the top. Once you see the line at the top, you leave it, and then you drag it from the downside until you see the line at the bottom of this bell. So you're using this bell to measure this one. You guys should know this thing by now because we normally do it. Okay, so I'm going to shift it a little bit further from this, and then I'm going to add a circle to the back. I'm going to add a circle to the back. The reason I'm going to add circle to the back is because I want it to have some accent color. That's the color of the interface. I want to use the color for that session. So let's go ahead and select a nice color for it. Now, instead of using solid colors, we are going to be using gradients. So I will use orange red. I want to use orange red for this work. So orange red color, and I place it here. I'll position it to the back of that icon, just like this. So I'll place it at the back of the icon, but I'll make sure the icon is centered to it. Just like this, we have I think the icon is what we're going to do is since we're adding this circle background, we're going to measure the circle background instead of the search icon itself. So we're going to measure the circle background with the bell instead, because the circle background is the one that's going to have the same size as the bell. Then we'll make this one smaller and place it at the center. Hope you guys understand the reason I did that, because I wouldn't want the circle background I just added to be bigger than the bell. All right, so you guys, hope you guys are following so far. Are you guys following so far? Okay, so automatically we are done with that session, that header session. The next thing we are going to do, this right up here is bold. So on your own design, you can decide to make it not be bold, depending on what you want. So I removed the bold from my own so that it looks better. Now, the next session we are going to add is, let's say, something like following the topics you are following on the app, the topics you are following. So let me first of all add following. So let me do following. So these are like the topics you are following on the app. Now I'm going to align the following with the profile, so it starts from the same place. So I'm aligning it. I'm going to watch out for that line at the left-hand side. After that, the next thing we're going to add a shape to this place. Now the shape we're going to add is going to be a square, but it's not going to be, we are not going to leave it to be a square. We're going to shape it up a little bit so that we can do what we want to do with it. So let me go ahead and do that. So we search for square, and then we add this one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add corners to it. So we're going to add corners to it. So the shape of this rectangle right now is just like this, but if we curve it, if we add the shape to it, that's the corners, it's going to be curved like this. So we have rounded corner 100%. So we're going to do rounded corner 100%. So we'll have this shape, and then we'll now kind of reduce the size and align it with this following. So we're going to see the reason I'm doing that right now. Now in the first shape, we duplicate the shape into different places. So we're going to have like three shapes. We're going to have like three shapes, or maybe two shapes. Okay, let's just go with two shapes. For now, let's see how it goes. You know, we do freestyle design. So now in the first shape, the color is going to be something like gray. Something like this. Something like gray. Why the second one is, let's do something like white. So the white one is the one that is selected, while the gray one is the one that is not selected. Now I'm going to change this transparency for this gray one. I'm going to reduce transparency. I don't want it to be shouty. So the white one is the selected one, while the gray one is the not selected one. So the topics, let's add some topics. So let's say this first one is for sports. So that means if the user wants to watch only sports videos or something like that, the person is going to select this one that is sports. Now I'm going to duplicate. Okay, let me do. I wrote sports, so I'll do sports. Now the next one, I'm going to duplicate the sports and place it. Then I'll change the color because that's white. I'll change the color here. And then I'm going to change this one to default page, which is For You page. You know, For You page is the default page for social media. That's For You. Recommended videos for you. That's what it means. So that's the default page. So we'll do For You page. And if you want to add, let me go ahead and group this and this. Let me know if I can add one more topic so that it looks so that it might look better. I think it's going to look better to add an extra topic. What do you guys think? Extra topic? Okay. Let me do something like STEM. STEM is like science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So let's just do STEM. I have to ungroup this thing so that I can change the size because this one is falling off. So reducing the size. So like I said, remember what I said. The gray ones are the unselected one, while the white one is the selected one. So the for you is selected, while this STEM and sports is not selected. So that's why we have it like this. I think it's still falling off. Let me bring it closer. I don't want it to touch. You know, if you are designing, you don't have to make it touch this edge. So I wouldn't want it to touch the edge. That's why I'm trying to shift it. So we have 2, 2. That's the spacing. We have 2, 2 in between. So that's okay. I don't want it touching that. And then I'll adjust this thing. So we have sports, we have for you, and we have STEM. Everything is centered. This write-up is centered to this shape. This write-up is centered to this shape. So you have to pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure it's centered to the shape. Then after that, you can group the write-up and the shape together, just like I did. So make sure to group it together and make sure the spacing in between is the same size. This is 2, 2 spacing. So this shape, the transparency is 50%. Let me change it to 40. I think it's too sharp. It's still shouty. Change this one also to 40. I think 40 is going to work better. Yeah, 40 is better. Now we are done with this session. I'm going to just go ahead to I'll go ahead and group this session together because the stress we just passed through, I don't want to shift anything. So I'll just group everything together so that I can decide to. Okay, I missed the spots. I think I missed the spots. So I'll quickly select the spots and then group it with these ones. So I can move these things together like this. Hope you guys understand. That's why I grouped it together. All right. If you're following so far, give a thumbs up so we continue. All right. So we are designing from top to bottom. So we are done with this session right now. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to start adding the posts. That's the posts. Maybe people that are live, people that are active on the app. That's people that are live. So to do that, all we have to do is we add a shape. Let's go ahead and add a frame instead of a shape. Let's go ahead and add this frame. Now, what we're going to do is, let's assume this is starting here. The posts are starting here. I'll do this like this. The first post, I'll duplicate another one. So I want to have like 2 posts. It's going to be like slim, something that the user can just swipe. Yes, this works perfect. So we have 2 equal shapes. And then what we're going to do with it is that we're going to add image to it. So we add image to it. Since we selected for you, we'll just add random image. Let me just say dancer. So I'll select dancer on that photo. I'll check for photo of the dancer. Can you guys see my screen? Chidara said she's not. Can you guys see my screen? Chidara, is from your network. Sorry about that. It's from your network. So we are doing dancers. So the first post the person is seeing is a dancer. This is the first post. And then we add another post. Let's say cars. So the two posts the person is seeing is like one dancer, and the other post is a post of cars. Now I'm going to assume these two posts, the people that posted these two things are live. They are live, they are active on the platform, so they are live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tag that shows that they are live. Now, adding that shape again, the shape we used before, these shapes here, that's what we're going to use to indicate that they are live. So I'll just go ahead and select the shape again. The same process, you will shape it. This one is going to be smaller than the one at the top because the post is kind of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here. And I think the rounded corners are like too much for that. So this is okay. I'll duplicate it into two places, align it properly, and then I will add the color. I'm going to add this accent color, this orange red we are using here, so that the app will start having colors. So now we have two shapes here. We're going to add live to it just to show that these people are active, they are live. So we add live. Now in this live, I'm going to change the color to white. And then after resizing the write-up, I'll place it here at the center of this button, and then I'll duplicate it again and place at the center of this one also. All right, so this is what we have so far. Hope you guys are following so far. Are you guys following? Okay. Now, the next thing we are going to do, we scroll down a little bit to another session, recommendations. That's the videos recommended for you. That's this session. We're going to do recommendations for this session. And after that, we add something like navigation at the bottom. Now we do recommendation. For that, we add write-up, recommended. So something like recommended videos. Let's do recommended instead of recommendation. Recommended. So we are sticking with 13. Remember, I told you guys from the beginning that the font we are using for this, for the major write-ups, is like 13. So let's do 13 once more. You know, we did the same over here. Okay, what we're going to do is, since these ones are 13, this one is 13, the 5 here is 13. First of all, let me go ahead and group this 5 and this notification so that it doesn't shift. Let me also group this one. You know, I'm not grouping it because I'm kind of rushing the design, but if you're working on it, you should be grouping it. Now, this following here is 16. 16 font is not 13. These ones are 13. Why this following is 16? So let's go with 16 for the recommended. Recommended. So we go with 16. I think it looks better, and then we bold it. So this section is for recommended videos. Now I'm going to align the recommended with this by the left-hand side so that everything stays perfect. So I'm adjusting it, and then I'm going to add another shape. You know, UI design is all about shapes. Shapes, icons, and write-ups. So I'll add a shape here. Now I'm going to extend this shape. Remember, I'm using the alignment. I don't want it to move. So I'm using this picture, align it straight with this one. The same with this one. Now the rounded corners is too much. I'll reduce it a little bit. So I'll do like 20 for this section. 20. Now I want to do orange red. It's either we do orange red for the recommended or we do gray. So what do you guys think we should do? Should we do orange red or should we do gray? What do you guys think? Orange red or gray for this session? EKHQ said orange red. Emanuela said gray. Who else? The highest vote wins. So you guys should vote. Sandra said orange red. Who else? Orange red. I think orange red has it. So we're going to go with orange red. So we do orange red here. Now I want to do something here. Once we're done with designing this session, we are going to duplicate it, place another one under this one, and make that one gray. Something like, let's say this one is on top of this one. So you have like two cards. So something like if you are swiping up, this session is for swiping up. So that's what we're going to do for this session. So let's do that. So we have this orange red for recommended session. And we're going to do once more a profile picture. So we add a frame. This time around, instead of adding circle frame, we're going to use this. Now we're going to add a picture to it. Let's say woman. So add a picture to it. Let me look for someone to use. Okay, so we use this. Make sure you crop your profile pictures so that the person's face is going to be centered. Hope you understand. Make sure you crop the profile picture so that the person's face only will appear. Now, once I'm done with that, I'll place the profile picture over here, and then I'm going to add some write-ups about that section. First of all, we add the person's name. Now, we go back to 13, because this is not a major write-up. So go back to 13. Now, the name we're going to add, let's say, Laura Williams. Laura Williams. And then under that, let's say followers 125K, 125,000. Now I'm going to make this, I'm going to reduce the size of this followers 125K and remove the bold. I want only the name to be bolded. So I will reduce the size of this 125K. As you can see, I highlighted only 125K followers. So that's why I'm reducing that alone. Then after that, I align so that it starts from the left-hand side. The next thing we are going to do for her is we are going to add something else. We are going to assume that she's hosting a live session. So we're going to say something like 825 people on the room, or in the room. 825 people in the room. Let's assume she's hosting a live session. So the 825 people in the room is going to be the same size with this, which is 13. And then we align properly. Now, since they are having like a conference call or a live section, and there are 825 people in the room, if you want to join, you have to click on an icon over here. So now the icon you're going to click on is, let's search for join. Let's see if we can get an icon for join. So we're searching for join. And then we have this icon over here. This is premium icon. So let me look for something that is not premium. Okay, let me write join icon instead. So join icon. So we get something that is perfect for the job. Let's use this plus sign. I think that's going to work. So let's use the plus sign to join. The plus sign, we're going to change the color to white also. I don't know if I can color this plus sign. I don't think I can color the plus sign. So I'm going to remove it. Let me look for something that can change the color. Okay, let me look for this. I think this is going to work better. Since we have people in the room, so we have something like this. So we have this icon that looks like people surrounding someone. So I think it's better. So we use that and then we add white color to it. The next thing we're going to add to it is, let's say, a microphone icon. Because if you just want to talk, if you want to speak direct without joining, like if you click on the button, you start speaking. So we're going to use something like that. So we're going to use a mic for that. Like I said, the design depends on what your customers said, that's your client said you should make. So all these things we are doing is just for you to have an idea of how it works. So we have a microphone here. If you click on it, it takes you into the room and then you start speaking. If you click on this one, you just join the room. So that's for the two icons. So since we are done with that, something is missing here, which is verification. Let's assume they recommended the person because the person is verified. So we search for verification icon. So like I said, UI design is mostly shapes, icons, stuff like that. So we add a verified icon to that person's profile because the person is recommended because they are verified. You try as much as possible to align the stuff you do just to make it look better. So we have this right now. Since we have this, we're done with this card. We're going to go ahead to group everything together because we're going to duplicate the card also. So I'll duplicate this, I'll group this. I'm grouping everything together and then I'll duplicate at once. Now look at the trick we're going to do now. So since we have this, we change this person's name. The second recommendation is, let's say, Michel. I don't even know the names to use. Okay, let's say Michel Promise. Michel Promise. I think that's okay. Remember the alignment, you align properly. Since this one is longer than this one, so we have to shift this verified icon just to accommodate this right up. So Michel Promise. So let me shift this a little bit. Okay, now Michel Promise is different from the other person. So the followers for Michel Promise is 98K. That's 98,000 only. And then since it's not the same person, we're going to change this to 123 people in the room. So this person is different from this person. The last thing we're going to change is the profile picture. So let's just say Michel Promise should be a lady, right? So let's do woman once more. And then we look for someone to use for profile picture. So let's go with this lady over here. And then we drag her into the frame. Now, since we have this group together, I'm going to put this card on top of the other card. So this one is going to look a little bit hidden, a little bit. So I'll push it to the back. The second one under, I'll push it to the back. And then I'll change the card to gray, so that I'm going to show the difference between that particular card and the one at the top. I think doing that, since I changed the color, I didn't ungroup before changing the color, so it kind of changed the color for the profile picture. So let me ungroup, then I'll change the color to gray. All right. So let me scroll up. I want to confirm if this particular gray I used is the same with the one I'm using at this top side, just to maintain the colors. So let me go ahead to click on this, go to the color and check for the color code, which is this 6F6F70. Now I'm going to scroll down, and then I'm going to apply the same color code here to make sure. Okay, I think it's the same actually. 6F6F70 is the same. Now the difference between the one at the top is because the one at the top has transparency. If you can remember, we added transparency, which is 40 transparency. We're going to do that also for that. So we do transparency 40. Now, hope you guys can see the look. So we have this first card at the top. We have another one under it. Are you guys following so far? Okay, so this is what we have so far. We're almost done with this page. Almost done with the page. Now, what we're going to do for this downside, we'll add the navigations. Navigations. You guys know what navigation is? Home page. You guys know. So let's go ahead and do that. Now for the navigations, we are not writing. I don't think we are going to write the names of the button. Let's see how it goes. I will say home. First of all, search for home icon. So the home is going to be the first button at the center of the page. I want to look for something that looks nice. Remember, we are using outline icons. So I will do this. I'll use this one, this particular home. Change the color to white, and then I place it at the center of the page. I should see this straight line at the center of the page. So that's the home icon. Now, the next thing I'm going to add, I don't think this is centered. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? All right, my network, my network is always failing me. So I switched to another network right now. So we have the home icon over here. We're going to add a profile icon. So we change this to profile icon. So we're going to use something like this for the profile icon. Now, remember, if you're adding these icons, you have to measure it. So reduce the size, we place it at the top of the home icon to see that line, and then we drag it from the bottom to get the same size, just like that. Now I'm going to place this one beside like this, and then another settings icon for account setting. I think that works perfectly. The same process, we place it at the top of the home icon, and then we drag it from the down to get the same size. Now I want to measure the distance between this and this. I want it to be the same distance. So I will do this, and I will have 27.5, 27.5. That's the same distance between these three icons. Are you guys following? Are you guys following so far? All right. Now, if you are using the mobile app, beside these buttons, this menu like recommendation, there's always a three like something like three dots that if you click on it, you can filter it out. You can filter out what you want to see here. So I'll go ahead and add a header, and I'll just do dots, dots, dots. That's all I need. I'm going to place that dots, dots, dots at this side. Just so if you click on the dot, dot, dots, you have something like a menu. Now, if you're designing a UI and you design this page, you're going to design the next page and the next page and so on and so forth. So you design the settings page, you design the home page. This is actually the home page. So you design the settings page, the profile page, and then you design notification page. So if you are designing UI, you have different, so this is just the home page, the way the landing page looks. So you are going to design home page, all these pages you are seeing here, you design it one after the other, and then you save it one after the other. After that, you now open you now create another document that has a bigger layout, let's say a whiteboard, and then you add all the pictures you saved to the whiteboard, and then use an arrow to show the person that if you click on this button, it's going to take you to this particular page. If you click on this button, it's going to, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. So if you design this page, home page, you design settings page, you design profile page, and then you open a whiteboard layout or a bigger layout. You know, this we are using a A4 paper. The layout you are using is A4. So you open a bigger layout that has maybe a whiteboard layout, and then you add those pictures, you add this one, you add the next page, you add, and then you use line. You add a line, and then you show the person that if you click on this place, it takes you to this page. If you click on this page, so that's called user interaction. User interaction and user interface is different. This is user interface. User interaction is if you click on this, what happens? Where does it take you? So that's user interaction. Why this particular one is user interface. So for this particular design, this particular homepage, do you guys think we should add any other thing to this? I think we're done with this. Do you guys think we should add something else to it? Do you think we should add something else to it? All right, so we're done with this page, and yeah, it looks nice actually. So what we're going to do is, should we design another page? Should we design another page? Like if you click on this, the place it takes you, should we do that? You guys want us to do that? If you want us to design the next page, the live session page, give thumbs up so we continue. If not, we end the class right now. Sandra said we can. Okay, who else wants us to design the next page? Who wants to design the next page? Who wants us to design the next page? Go ahead and give a thumbs up so we continue. Gloria said, no, thank you. Gloria, are you tired? Are you tired already? Ikechukwu, you can still complete it. It's not a problem. Okay. Gloria, I'm not talking about this page. I'm talking about the next one. Let's go ahead and try and do the next one. So what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this page so that we can design the next page with it. So I'll just click on here, this plus sign at this top to duplicate the page. So we have page 1 and page 2. So let's zoom into page 2, and then we'll just do some changes and then get the page, the live session page. So I'll go ahead and delete this session. I'll go ahead and delete this, delete this also. Let me just go ahead and select it since I want to delete. Okay, let's continue. I'm deleting this right now because I don't need it for the next page. The next page is just the live stream page. I'll delete this also because if you click on this particular one, it takes you to the page that has the live stream. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to zoom this perfectly. We are going to zoom it. So this is the live stream page. And then we add this tag here that shows that the person is live. All right. So now the assumption is that this place is where you're seeing the video, the person's video. I might change this to a video. I might change it to a video after this class. Then I will export it as a so that you guys can understand how it works. Let's assume this is a video playing right now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some buttons to the video. We're going to add some buttons. Now the buttons we're going to add is just like icons, only icons, replay, like, comments, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and do it. Now to do that, we just start adding icons, replay. Let's say replay. This, we change the color to white. Now we are placing the buttons, we are placing the icons at the right hand side, just on the screen. You don't need to stress yourself. This is replay. So based on this design, once you click on it, it just replays. We add another icon that says save icon if you want to save the video. If you want to save the video, so we'll use this one. And let me go ahead and add extra one. Okay, I won't use this one. Let me use this one. This one is popular, so I'll use this one. Now I'm going to use this replay to resize this one also. So I'll place the save, and then I'll use it to resize this one. So I have to maintain the same size. So I have this, I place it beside this. I'll place it at the center of this so that these two is aligned. The next thing I'm going to add is I add something like comments. The same process, I resize this. And then I change the color to white also. Place it, and then I make sure the space in between is the same. Now, which space am I using? 15.1, 15.1. So that's okay. And then, which other button should we add? We have replay, like, save comments. We don't have like, so let's add like to like the video. So we add like. So the same process, we resize. So if you're running a design, the best thing you have to do for yourself is just align properly. and give the right spacing. Make sure everything is spaced out, everything is the same, using the same measurement. I'll go ahead and group this together. I don't know why this thing is blocking my view. Okay, cool. Now, since I've grouped it together, I can decide to move it around and adjust properly. Now, placing this here, I feel like you guys feel like this is too okay. I think it's kind of on its own. So what we're going to do is we add a circle to the back, and then we reduce transparency of the circle just to give it some kind of background. So let's say circle. So we do circle, and then the circle is going to be bigger than the icons a little bit. Transparency of the circle is going to be about 30, and it's going to be a little bit darker than the normal gray we used. Let's see how it looks. So it looks something like this. So it's visible. It's kind of visible, but we have to place it behind the icon itself. So place it behind the icon, and then we adjust properly. After that, we duplicate it, the same process for each of the icons. Hope you guys understood what I just did now. Do you guys understand what I did? Yes, just so that someone can know that that's a button. Some might think is just all right. So adjust properly. So the most important thing, once you're adjusting, just make sure you see this straight line. Once you see the straight line, you know that everything is centered. All right. So this is what we have right now. I think this replay button is lighter than others, so I don't like it. Let me go ahead and change it. Let me look for another replay that is lighter. This one is kind of whitish. It's not the same type of icon with the other ones. So let me look for another replay icon that is lighter. I think I chose the wrong one or something. Let me see. This is the same thing. Let me look for another icon that is kind of all right. This is better. So let me resize it with this one. Resizing it with the bookmark. White color. Let me resize it with this one. Since I added the shape, is confusing the resize. So I think it still looks kind of. Let me just go ahead and reduce the white color. It looks different a little bit. So is it possible that the okay, I don't think that's okay. And the reason for that is because I think the shape I added, yes, the shape I added covered was on top of the icons. The shape I added was on top of the icons, so I didn't notice it. So now we have this page. Hope you guys understand how simple it is to run this. You understand how simple it is to run a UI? Okay, so let's go ahead and add a dancer video and see how it looks. Let's see if we can get a dancer video. I don't know if my network is going to help me but let's just try. So I'll go ahead and search for a dancer video just to make it look a little bit lively. Now, adding this video here, I know I'm going to have, so we have something like this. You guys understand? So if you're exporting, it's going to look something like this on the social media. So since we are live, since we're on live stream and we have this live here, I'm going to add a dot here that shows that we are live. So I'm going to add a blinking dot, blinking red dots. So add blinking red dots just to show that the person is active. I don't know if you can get, okay, let's just do red dots because that blinking is confusing the menu. So let's do red dots. But I want the red dot to be moving. That's the problem. I want it to be blinking. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the red dots and then we're going to add an effect to it. But I'm not seeing any reasonable so first of all, before I reduce the size, let's go ahead and add, let's try and add an effect and see if we can animate it. So click on animate over here, and then we scroll down and we'll look for an effect called pop. It's not pop. We'll have something like, no, this is not it. Stomp is not stomp. I'm looking for something that is going to be making it to be okay. I think I have it here. Flicker. Flicker is okay. So we're using Flicker. And then the flicker, we're going to edit the flicker speed. I think flicker works perfectly. Be careful not to place the dots inside your design. So if you are trying to place it beside this and you're getting something like this, place it outside and use your direction to move it inside. That should work, right? Let's see. Yeah, that should work. So you place it outside, you use your direction to push it inside. So before you place it inside with your direction, make sure to reduce the size perfectly to the size you want. And then you place it beside the live like this. So what happens is that once you're playing the video, it's going to be blinking. It's going to be blinking. Or once you export it as a video, it's going to be blinking, which shows that the person is kind of active. But let me go ahead and look for something else. Let me look for active. Let me search for active. There should be something that shows that active notification. I know there's this red dot they normally use for this kind of stuff, but I'm not seeing the red dots. That's why I'm surprised. So it should be something like this. And then since we have like here, we have comments, we have save and replay. We can also add something like this to it. Let's say something like this, at this down part, just to show how many likes that particular video has. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Now the next thing I can add to it is, since the person is live, I can go ahead and add this also to show that people are reacting to the video. Are you seeing this? Can you guys see that? Yeah, it shows that the people are reacting to the video. So that's perfect for it. But I'm worried about this blinker. Let me go ahead and remove it first. If I don't get something reasonable, I'm going to leave it. Since we have this here, it's okay for us because I wouldn't want that to spoil the design. I'm looking for this notification icon, this red dot, but I'm not seeing it. So I think we're going to stick to this. This works perfectly for us. All right, guys. So this is what we have. I'll go ahead and zoom it to full screen so you understand what we're working with. So this is the first page, and this is the second page. If you like the design or if you love the design, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And hope you guys are going to finish up your own design and post on the WhatsApp group. Hope you guys are going to do it because I don't like it's only one person that normally posts their design after, which is very, very bad. So let me go ahead and play it again. This is the first page, and then this is the second page. So that looks wonderful, right? That's very, very good. A very, very easy design. So we have the home page, and then we also have, this is the home page. This is the live stream page. So if you click on this place, it takes you to this dancer video. So that's how you do the wire. It's called wireframe. You do the wireframing. You show what happens when you click a button. So that's how you work on UI. So you have, if you're working on a UI design, you might have like up to 50 pages, 50 designs. This is page 1, this is page 2. You duplicate this again, you add another page, you duplicate again, add another page. Before you know it, you have like 50 pages. That's why it's a full-time job. So UI designers, it's actually a full-time job. You can do UI design with Figma. There's a software called Figma. You can also do it with any other software, advanced softwares, but I'm doing it with Canva just to show you how good I am with Canva. So you can actually do anything you want on Canva. It's advanced, properly advanced. So you can design anything you want on Canva. You don't have any problem at all. So that's it for this class, guys. I'm going to export this video and I'm going to export this design and I'm going to paste it on the WhatsApp group so you guys can see. Also, the video is going to be available. That's the live class recording because I recorded this class. I also post the YouTube link. So if you have any questions, you can just watch the video and then you know what to do. Any questions so far or any problems so far before we end the class? Any questions so far? If you guys don't have any question, you guys are going to unmute your mic one after the other and say something about the design, what you like best about the design before we end the class. So starting from Ikechukwu, go ahead and unmute your mic and then you say something about this design. The best feature you like or what you like about the design, the best place you like about the design.
I like the animated parts on the second page.
This section or these sections, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Ikechukwu said he likes the animated section. That's the graphics. Emanuela, over to you. What do you like? Which section do you like best on the design?
I also really like the live parts of the design.
Just because I added the video. Okay, that makes sense. Kamsi Ochko. So automatically you guys have abandoned the first page because it's not moving. So if I add extra 2 videos here, Enko, if I add 2 videos here, you know that it's going to be better than this page. Kamsi, what do you think?
My favorite bit was the animated bits as well.
All right, again with the animation. Sandra, what do you think about the designs?
Yeah, the designs are okay. I like the first page, but the second one is just the graphics that were added that made it look more good. The first page is okay.
All right, so the first page is okay. That means the second page is better because it's actually moving. So if you wanted to make this first page to be moving also, you add some blinkers. That red dot I was looking for, if you add it to this place, this page is going to look better, or if you add a video to this frame. So that's understandable. Gloria, so Gloria, what do you think?
I like the attention to detail on both the first page and the second page.
Which section do you like the best? Which place do you like in the first page and second page?
The first place. So for the first place, the fact that you added like sports and for you add the Gmail as well. At the second page, where you added the like buttons, the search bar, and the notification bell.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you very much. Okay, the last person is Praise. Praise, right? Praise, what do you think about this design?
I think that my favorite one is on the first page. I like the part where it shows the like where you could scroll where there's two extra people you could click on. I like that part a lot. And I also like the part that part. And I also like the part where it shows that like two pictures and it has like live on the top right. Those are my two favorites personally.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you very much, Praise. So you guys understood the design. The design is this is the second time I'm making UI designs. I'm just showing you how you can use Canva. It's not about graphic design. Graphic designs are like you guys normally join the class, the session, so you know that the designs are normal. Graphic designs are simpler than this, but this is faster than that. I don't know how to explain it, but this is kind of faster than a normal graphic design. So everybody has their own. So Praise saying he likes this section, which is understandable. This section is kind of good. The concept for this section is good because this card is on top of this card. So if you scroll this one up, this one will turn to orange red. Hope you guys understand. So that's the imagination for this section. And this one scrolls to the left like this. You scroll this side to the left. So that's it for today's section. The class recording is going to be available hopefully by tomorrow. So if you enjoy the class, give me a thumbs up and then have a great night. All right, guys. See you next week, Saturday.
You too.
Thank you very much, Manuela. Yeah, good night, Chris.